Hey guys, AniCrunch here, and we're back with Hannibal. I've still got a recording of like pretty much a very long episode of Farscape, so we're gonna have to jump into this one pretty quickly. But I'm loving how we've got Will back. I'm dead excited to see how this is gonna go. Will's mental state, obviously, he's seen Abigail, which is, and then him meeting up with Hannibal. I'm curious to see and giving him the forgiveness. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see what they're gonna do for the rest of the season. But guys, let's jump into this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there's just no need for such a good transition. This show. It's just like, why? Why does it have to be so good? Why does Will always look so fucking cool? Like his wardrobe is lit. Ooh. Ooh. Will. We're investigating. Kind of excited to see what we might find.
But the corridors do not echo screaming. Because I hear music.
There's also one door you can't shut, and that's the loving Will. The Will door. Oh, why would you do such another good Why would you do? Why? Why is it with this show you're just doing god tier transitions? I generally love the transitions. They're so fucking good. I think there's like a playlist of all transitions just in one go. I guess you didn't need a hand with that meal.
Memberships affirmed you as Master Pazzo Caponi.
It is amazing how quickly he can make a life for himself. Like from being a therapist now to like this life he's taken on.
First class guests on the Titanic during their last dinner.
That you'd have to be so fucking smart to have such a strong web of lies that nothing slips through, apart from Will Graham. Just in a killing spree, Jesus. Jesus.
Technically, you killed him.
He's such a dick, Hannibal. Is that who I think it is? Wait, no. No, it's not. Is that Jack? Is that Jack? Ah! Jack! It's like we kill one of these people, then one of our main characters show up. Let's sacrifice the next one and get Bloom into this. Jack! Yes, I'm so glad Jack lived. I actually thought Jack was going to be the one what would have died. I weren't very sure about Jack because he was very up in the air. Fucking hell, they have some good surgeons over there. Oh, Jack! He's gathering them. I bet his missus has passed away now, though. So he wouldn't have left her. Oh, hello there. I used to find Snail so fascinating as a kid. Snails and ants, I used to really like. I don't know why. I still love ants now, to be fair. They're fascinating creatures. I think since I watched Honey I Shrunk My Kids. The ant dies in that.
Left me with a smile.
I guess that is a good way of showing because it just proves that Hannibal could have killed Will if he wanted to, but he didn't, sort of thing.
Sorrows can be borne.
The meat. You have a very good butcher.
I do indeed. The lamb must be newly slaughtered. The organs cooked the same day. I always oversee this process personally.
Well, he didn't lie. It's so clean. Oh, every show's transitions have ruined for me now.
Fantasies when I don't know how he managed to piece it back together again. People come here to be closer to their god. Isn't that what the Graham was? Maybe.
Yeah, or his god was reborn.
Graham.
Did she not expect him to run away? I mean, for Will to break him out. Wait, oh, has he just come straight back? Oh, they came back for revenge.
Kill me!
I'm sorry.
Looked like he was about to stop strangling her though when she said I'm sorry. Couldn't tell though. Maybe it's because she stabbed him, to be fair. Oh! That's fine. There was no pop there. Pop.
He created a story out of events that only he.
She influenced me to betray myself, but I forgave her that influence.
I love how they deal with pass. They don't show you, they just give you like dialogue. And then you sort of work it out. It's like playing a Souls game, Hannibal.
Will forgive Will Graham.
I have to eat him.
One of the highest honours of Hannibal. God, this show's so complex. It's actually crazy. It's like, because obviously most shows, they rely on showing you flashbacks and stuff to like sort of catch you up to date, but the show relies on its dialogue, bits of character knowledge, placements of certain people, and then that's how you get your story, and then you sort of piece it together yourself with the information you've got. And I love things like that because it's just like a little puzzle in it. It's like, oh, people's thought process, what they believe. Oh, it's such a good show. Just enjoy it. I don't know. Just enjoy watching it. It's just such a. I don't really see. Normally, I don't really see TV as art. I do see TV as art, but I've never seen it to this level where I'm like, oof, mate, everything's so well done. Oh, the transitions are beautiful. Like I say, I'm not going to stand there and say I fully understand everything that's going on. I feel like I'd have to rewatch the show again to really grasp everything. I feel like I got a good understanding of the show, but I feel like it's such a layered show that it would take more rewatches to, not more, but I'd say maybe a rewatch or two just to be like fully, just be like, oh yes, this, you fully appreciate everything that the dialogue's doing for the show. So yeah, no, very good episode overall. I like the whole idea of getting Jack back. Obviously, I think that's fucking amazing. Will definitely. It's just Will's great as well. No, overall, a very, very great episode. I've got to keep it short because I've got like an hour and 30 to record, so I'm going to keep it short. But maybe Kip for Patreon comments. Yeah, the reason I knew you would enjoy this episode is because Will is alive. I think before this episode aired, we knew not everyone would survive, but one or some of them might. So now we have confirmation. See, I wasn't sure if the show were going to go off on a totally different direction. Will alive, Abigail thought Lucy had died. Meanwhile, Jack and Lana is still. Yeah, we know Jack's alive now. And that's really because I like seeing him join. There was no one to save Abigail this time. Abigail had to be saved by Hannibal in episode 1, and this time he was the one who killed her, and Will couldn't save her. I think there was a line Will says, "He gave you back to me and took you away," is a very clever, because first hearing it, assuming Abigail was alive, you think he meant he cut her in the way he would know she would live, and now she's leaving to go with Hannibal, but no, Will means that he gave Abigail back during Minnesota. And then killed her right away. Very sad, and yet Will forgives Hannibal. But Will and Hannibal forgive Will. Another clever thing in this episode is that Abigail was clearly Will's taking to himself. He didn't cut Abigail in a way where he knew she would live. He cut Will in a way that he hoped he would live. Abigail being upset at Will lying for Hannibal was actually Will being upset for himself for lying to Hannibal. The entire conversation about wanting to go with Hannibal wasn't Abigail wanted to go with Hannibal, it was Will. I like that dialogue when it's like that. It's always so, it's just cool, isn't it? When you think about it, when you think of that, it's even more heartbreaking. Will really regrets the choice that he made, knowing that he had made different choices. The three of them could have been together by now. Like I say, we don't know what in the long term that would have Hannibal changed, probably. And one of my absolutely favourite lines of the episode, "The right thing to do being the wrong thing was too ugly a thought." So Will's minor choice was right, would have been to flee with Hannibal, even though deep down he knows that it's wrong. Yeah, it is wrong. Like he's a cop, but like being able to accept someone, it's a hard one. There's TV in it, so it's just like, oh, he's fleeing with a serial murderer, someone who has caused so much pain and hurt to so many others, hundreds, really, when you take into account all the families of those killed. But to him, even back then, that was the thing he wanted the most. But he fought against his desire, knowing it was wrong, and now he regrets it. My heart. Yeah, that's sad. It's like love is such a. It's like having the dog boys. Love can be a discrimination in it. Like when you love someone, like you will put them above other people, even though, as I would say, God's love as a whole is to love everyone equally. You know, you have no enemies and you treat everyone with equal love, which is all very hard to do because we would discriminate for those people we love more, like family, your friends, and that lot, and you would let people die for your family and friends, which isn't true love for the per se of like loving everyone of equal. So it's like, obviously Will loved Hannibal, so society discriminated, but then he made the choice for the betterment of everyone. But then he might regret it afterwards because he just lost Abigail and he lost so much more. There was so much more personal loss than he actually expected going into this. So it's like, yeah, it's such a well done dynamic between them. I absolutely love it. Tickled Pink put, yeah, I was excited to see you this episode. You see Will is alive. I do think that the Will Hannah and Will dynamic adds so much to the show that I would have been really sad if Will was not in this season. I think it would have been really, really fucking bad, so I'm really glad he is in it. I think you are spot on with the interpretation stag scene. I do think they were showing the dying and reincarnation of their relationship, which I think adds extra layers to Will's horror in the scene as the heart turned into the stag, and I think Will struggled with his relationship with Hannibal is his horror, and that he cares about Hannibal so much despite the things Hannibal has done. It's the problem with Will's been the most empathetic character in the show, and he understands so many murders and Hannibal was probably like the Rubik's Cube of all puzzles, and like so much empathy for him. And it's just like, there was a lot, which was really, really cool. So I love how that was done. Bridge, I think he was asking where the episode was, if I believe. But yeah, no, I really love the imagery in the show. Just transitions alone, it's just like, oh. Wow, this is such a great reaction. What an episode. I think, this is from Sophie, by the way. I think this is going to be another great season. I've seen bits and pieces before. And I've just have to mention the beautiful classical soundtrack. Oh, mate, just, the scene where Hannibal's playing a bloody piano while he's talking to Bedelia. It's insane, like just him playing the music. I think it was absolutely great. I love how more artsy route they're going with this season, obviously because where we're placed. I really love the show for that. It brings the next level of terms of artistry to the show. For instance, the song that is playing in the background, the scene with Abigail's body, is from, I'm not going to pronounce it because I will butcher it, I believe is Ops 38, but I'm not sure. The song is so beautiful and full of sorrow. It's one reason I love instrumental music over like vocals any day, because instrumental can add so much to scenes. It's one thing anime always does pretty much correctly, because they do use instrumental music, and it's sometimes that I like how music can carry shows if utilised right. It's amazing how much it can carry even most average shows if it's done so fucking well. First of all, it's very fitting for the death and funeral because the lyrics everlasting rest, and then also because the episode's full of sorrow, as you mentioned about the sorrow in Hannibal's eyes. There's so much pain and grief for Will and Hannibal. The lyrics, not sure I'm spelling it correctly. I'm not going to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to judge. But I go back to the scene of Abigail and Will to the hospital and listen to it. Then you know what the song I'm writing about. It's not the first time the song has played in the show, and was the last episode of season 2, or maybe the one before that. And I think I've heard other pieces of the first 2 seasons. I don't know if you know the song, but it's from one of the world's most famous requiems. I've personally sung the... I'm saying that right. See, I'm dyslexic. If you never noticed, guys, I'm very dyslexic. Yeah, Requiem. Twice in my career so far, not just solo. If I may complain about one thing in the episode is the voice for the new detective. I don't know if it's just how they act or talks in real life. In that case, I apologise, but it seems he's making an accent and talking in a whispery voice, and seems kind of cliche. He's not, in my opinion, living up to the high standards of Mad Nicholson and Hugh. Yeah, I get the criticism. I think maybe that is just his accent, because it's quite common. Because in the Da Vinci Code, one of the characters sound like, I think, is it just English with that accent? Because the character, he sounds very like the character in the Da Vinci Code. So I don't know if it's just when it must be the accent. No, the music, I like how they've actually done some meaning clearly behind the music. I don't know much about classical music. I do enjoy it, and I actually do have playlists of it to listen to, because I do actually enjoy classical music. Orchestras are fantastic, but yeah, the music choice for the show has been superb. I've never really had a complaint about the music. Just everything's just so awful. It's great. Like I said, I love to read. These are one of those shows I love to read with like a little notebook with information as you go through the scenes. I think what I might do is, if I ever do rewatch a show, Amazon have all the trivia stuff. I'd love to actually go through some of that, because I did that with Downton. Like, it always gives you some really, really cool trivia. So yeah, I look forward to that. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction. No, sorry if I have to cut the review a bit short. I just got a bit to record still. If you guys enjoyed, peace.